Alright guys, welcome to the channel, and today I'm going to be testing out the new freeze traps, as well as something that I want to test out with the new weapon bonuses, where you get damage to staggered, stunned and knocked back enemies. I want to see if the freeze trap CC is considered its own CC, because when you look at the actual card for it, it does say that it's a stun in some form, but I want to know if the freeze itself is considered a unique CC and actually stacks with the other stun effect you get from the lights or other various traps, and that way you can test if you can get additional damage on the guns with these stat rolls, making them a little bit more useful than you would have previously thought. Okay, so the base damage, as you can see as I focused on slow down the clip a little bit here, is 720 when I hit an enemy in the chest, with all of the damage bonuses I have from Headhunter adding to the base damage of the gun. So when I hit any enemy, I'm expecting to do 720 base damage per shot as long as I'm at the optimal range, as well as all of the shells went into the enemy's body. Now, I set up the light traps here to test the new damage roll you get on the guns against staggered, stunned, etc. targets, and as you can see from the testing, it seems to do 748 damage to each enemy. So this doesn't stack with perks like the Raider Headhunters, but it does stack on the base damage of the weapon itself. Now, as I said earlier, I want to test whether this stun damage bonus also stacks with the freeze trap, which if you look at the flavor text, says that it makes the enemies vulnerable, allowing you to do additional damage. So let's test out the freeze trap by itself to get those numbers. So as you can see here, we have 916 damage against enemies that are frozen. Now, we don't actually know the exact raw damage bonus that you get from the freeze trap. I'm sure we'll be able to do the maths, and I probably shouldn't have tested Raider Headhunter with this weapon when I did this to get the raw numbers. But we can move on to the final test, which is combining the light trap and the freeze trap together to see if they stack and do additional multiplicative damage. As you can see, we get 1011 damage when we actually combine both of these traps together, so it does definitely seem like they stack. Now, to elaborate on this, the percentages don't combine, so you don't get the light trap adding a bunch of percent and then the next freeze adds percentage on top of that. It seems like they're based off the raw base damage of the gun itself. So you'll get digits like 50 and 50, and you'll just add them together on top of your final damage, instead of you getting 50 from the first and then it adds more on top of that, giving you 75 on the second. For anyone that does math crafting or theory crafting, you'll understand what I mean by that. Anyway guys, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I want to do way more testing on the PvE. I'm sure with all the further events that come in, new things are going to be introduced, new elements, new CCs and all sorts of bonus rolls to the stats. So I'll be doing a lot of testing when all that comes out, as well as the PvP side of the game whenever they do anything with that. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like and a subscribe and a comment to show any support you can, and I appreciate it if you've gotten to the end of the video. For now, just have a beautiful day, take it easy, and peace.